Just getting ready here. Just want to make sure a few things are set up before I begin. And then we're off. Okay, this is the 30th day of Kathra's life in Skyrim, and she has just come down from a mountain pass here, Hamer's Shame, where she encountered yet another deadric lord, several which she's met in the last few weeks, and she's ever so worried that what's happening here is some sort of collusion or something that she doesn't quite understand that's going on in how she's being used by these deadric princes. She's very confused, and she's been trying to run away from it but can't run away from it. If you're a first time watcher, this is a slightly different way of streaming in that I'm trying to play in character as much as possible with my character rather than going around killing stuff. I've built up 30 days of story, and this is the 30th day where Kathra has been given a quest by one deadric lord, whose name I did write down, and have lost, and another one who's Hircine, which I know, who has asked me to slay a beast here. So one of the deadric lords has asked me to, I could probably find it, can't I, to go and retrieve an axe of his, and another deadric, and the other, I found out the axes here, look, with the dog Barbus, but there's no way I'm doing that first. So what I've decided to do, having come down from this cliff and slept the night in the snow here, I've decided to go and investigate Helgen. So let's go. So let's put it out, and then let's get up. It's early afternoon. Kathra slept in a bit more than I wanted her to, and let's pack up, which is a little bit frustrating because it's snowing, and I'm probably going to find that. Let's just have a look. That's what I'll get rid of. Okay. I'm probably going to find that I'm going to get colder quicker. Okay. I've learned a spell called Bask, which is fantastic because it helps keep me warm, although once again, as always, I seem to have mislaid my horse. This just is becoming a bit of a running joke. Kathra has received some land from the Thane of Falkreath, which she's really happy to get, but she's hoping, there it is, Lakeview Manor, and she's built a simple home. She's hoping to actually solve a mystery of some missing students in the college, but she couldn't live in Winterhold because it was too cold, and she actually celebrated a quest that she'd done in the college by having a drink over here in Windhelm, and then found herself transported bizarrely to Markarth, where she's beginning to work out that maybe it was another deadric lord or a member of the Sigic Order that did that to her, and he's also asked her to hunt her out. So she's trying to come to Falkreath just to get away and just work out what on earth is going on, because she's worked out that although the quest began with her realising that she might be a bard, or want to be a bard, and that's why she's come to Skyrim, she doesn't remember anything of her past, and she thinks that maybe this was a complete fallacy, and maybe her coming to Skyrim is something deeper and more sinister, and she doesn't know whether she's in the hands of the deadric lords or if it's something about her past and who she is. But the fact that she's been drawn to the art of summoning from the start, yeah, she's interested in what's going on here, and she wants to try and know a little bit more. Okay, I want to just look at the local map because it does say explore. There we go. Investigate Helgen. So it's behind me. When I arrived here, I was there we go. I was shocked to find that a dragon flew overhead, and that's Kathra's first encounter with a dragon ever. If you don't ever watch my stream before, you possibly need to know that I'm using Live Another Life, which means you don't play the normal game. You start off somewhere randomly. Okay, so charred remains here. A burned corpse. Body turns to ash as you touch it, but somehow a leather journal survived the attack. Read the journal. Okay. which reminds me of another stream that I do, which is reading about the literature and lore of Skyrim, which explains why I'm playing the game like I'm playing. Let's have a look. I've got a lot of journals. It's not going to be any of these, is it? Let's check Sudi's. No, I know it's not. I know it's not that one. Let's have a look. It was called journals, but those are the children from something. Maybe it's called. There we go. Maybe it's called Adventurer's Journal. Brilliant. Read the journal. Investigate the cave mentioned in the journal, or warn the residents of Riverwood about the dragon attack. Aha! This journal contains. Sorry about this. Several updated entries. First entry. Hard to believe I filled up that whole journal already. I never realised how much of Cyrodiil I hadn't seen yet. Neither has Kathra, and neither have I as a player, by the way. Skyrim is the first of the Elder Scrolls that I've played, and I've played it lots, but I didn't really care anything about the lore, and I realised I was possibly playing under half the game. So much diversity, yet so much destruction from the Great War. A lot of history has been lost here forever. The expedition is ending soon, and everyone will be returning home. I have one last task to perform before I do the same. I'll send the other journal ahead with my supplies and the artifacts we recovered. Second entry. I've received word from my contacts in Skyrim. All seem quiet for now, probably for the first time since High King Torrig was killed. I should be able to make the crossing quietly enough during the night, so long as there are no Imperial patrols to deal with. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so someone avoiding the Imperials. Who, by the way, Kathra is slightly siding towards until she met the Imperial commander in Falkreath and just didn't like him either. So much for being discreet from the third entry. I crossed the border near a small village called Helgen and made my way up to Darkwater Crossing. Okay. Unfortunately, I can't get back to my camp now because the area has filled with Imperial patrols. It seems they are searching for someone very important. Okay. We can now say that Kathra's spine is definitely tingling at reading this. This has just fallen into her hands for some reason. If I'm not mistaken, someone they intend to ambush here. This could be the very thing I'm seeking here in Skyrim, but crossing the border in the dead of night without passing through the checkpoints has turned out to be a very bad plan. Fourth entry. I awoke early this morning with an Imperial sword pressed to my neck. A patrol found me camped under a rock outcropping on the edge of the volcanic marshes. I guess I wasn't as well hidden as I thought. I have no idea where they're taking us, but I've been stuffed into the back of a rickety old cart being pulled by an even more rickety looking old nag. At least they let me keep my journal, for now. Fifth entry. Shaw's bones, if only I had known sooner. The ambush that kept us in the cart with me. Stormcloak rebels, led by none other than Ulfric Stormcloak himself. There's no time to explain properly. I scarcely believe it myself. If it hadn't been for the dragon, I'd not even be here to write this down. A dragon which Kathra saw, by the way, when she first entered Helgen. Yes, a dragon. Big, black, as large as the towers of the keep itself. It swooped in out of nowhere and laid waste to the village and the keep. General Tullius didn't take my head today, or the heads of several Stormcloak rebels, but that doesn't matter now. Hadvar and Ralof set aside their differences to help the survivors. They went into the lower keep hours ago. Something about caves with a back entrance. I don't think they're coming back. I'll have to see if I can get out of the city and down to Riverwood. Someone needs to warn them. This building won't remain standing for much longer. I still can't believe it. A dragon. Straight out of Legends. Nobody back home will ever believe me. Okay. So let's look at what that's just given me. I found a journal. Investigate the cave mentioned in the journal, or warn the residents of Riverwood about the dragon attack. I think my character would probably want to warn these residents. Wouldn't it? Where's the cave? Let's have a look. Investigate the cave. It is quite clear. Where's Riverwood? That's ever so slightly worrying because it doesn't seem to be on the map. I've never been there, I wouldn't have been there, and I guess you could argue that my character won't know what it is either. So the cave it's going to have to be, I guess. Alright. And there was me thinking I was going to end up supporting some Daedric lords. Okay, let's have a look at local map. No. So it's around, back around. Okay. Dog, it looks like I'm going to need you. As always, I'll say if you've got any questions while you're watching, or there's anything you want to kind of ask, please, don't hesitate to do so about Kathra or what I'm doing. If you'd just like to watch, that's absolutely fine. I'm hoping in November to change my internet provider so that the streaming's a lot better, because at the moment my frame rate is painfully appalling, but there's not much I can do about it other than record and upload. But I like the idea of talking to something or someone, or thinking aloud in this way, and I don't think it'd quite work if I was doing it on my own. Okay, here's the cave then. Okay, as always, I'll save before I go in. Here we go, to Helgen Keep. Okay, so this time I want to make sure I've got my Atronach and my Firebolt. There's lots of remains here, but it could be anything. Let's have a look. One of the reasons I keep coming back to this game is just scenes like this. It's so beautiful to look at. Okay, let's have a look here. Ralof. That's interesting. There's something wrong with the game. I can't hear anything he's saying. Bring Ralof a healing potion. Oh, that's a pity about the sound. I wonder what the glitch is there. Come on, Ralof, where are we going? I wonder if that's a glitch just with this quest, or whether it's a big glitch and I might need to reset. If that's the case, then it's going to be a short cast, but we'll see. This is all new to me. This is obviously part of the living of a life, but I quite like it.
There he goes.
Ah, there we go.
Looks like he's gone for good this time. No way to know if anyone else made it out alive. But this place is going to be swarming with Imperials soon enough. Better clear out of here. My sister, Gerda, runs the mill in River just up the road. I'm sure she'd help you out. It's probably best if we split up. Good luck. I wouldn't have made it without your help today.
Well, you're welcome, Ralof. Okay, let's have a look at... Talk to Gerda in Riverwood. But if he's going there to warn them, which it looks like he is, I guess you could argue... Let's have a look. I don't really need, as a character, to go there. Why would I go there?
You should go to Windhelm and join the fight to free Skyrim.
No, thank you.
You've seen the true face of the Empire.
Oh, hello, Julie. Nice to see you this evening.
If anyone will know what the coming of the dragon means, it's Ulfric.
Someone I don't really want to talk to. That's annoying. Maybe I should. Maybe I should try and understand what Ulfric is doing. I think I'll walk to Riverwood just because it's another place for me to know, but I don't think my character's really going to stay there. Right, come on Ralof, show me the way.
See that ruin up there? Bleak Falls Barrow. I never understood how my sister could stand living in the shadow of that place. I guess you get used to it.
It's been a long time since I've taken a screenshot actually, and kind of mean to take a few whilst removing all the crosshairs and stuff, but I thought I'd just take a quick one then. And I remember Bleak Falls Barrow very well as a player many times. It's just, that first shot is just stunning. These, my character has never seen before.
Guardian stones. 3 of the 13 ancient standing stones that dot Skyrim's landscape. Go ahead, see for yourself.
Okay. Now my character just feels very, very odd being here. There's something about this place that screams the Sigic Order to her, or the Ancients, the Mage Stone, the first one she looked at.
Mage, eh? Well, to each his own. It's not for me to judge.
I'm afraid so, my friend. Something happened that made the calling of the mage just sing stronger than that of the thief or the warrior. As a guy playing the game, it was a case of I just never ever got into magic enough. It was always kind of secondary. I always did a kind of thief's option, so decided to try and break that by having Kathra break my tradition.
If we're ahead of the news from Helgen, we should be fine. As long as we don't do anything stupid. If we run into any Imperials.
Come on, Ralof, lead the way, my friend. So, as a player, I know I'm so close to Whiterun, which I'd love to go to, but my character has no reason to do so. Oh. Tracking my own dog is not a good idea, is it? And I guess I'm hoping that my summon flame Akronak disappears before we arrive. The last thing Kathra wants to do is scare everyone.
We're almost to Riverwood.
Just the mountains and the mist on the mountains is just beautiful. Kathra could definitely fall for this place, even if its weather is harsh. Don't have a cloak on, you'd think I'd learn, wouldn't you? Let's have a look. There. I'm sure I've got it equipped anyway, don't sure what that's saying now. Kathra found her mother's ring in the backpack when she woke up from the walls, and I just forged it in order to rename it and give it Mother's Ring, just to add to that kind of storytelling element.
A
dragon! I saw a dragon!
What? What is it now, Mother?
Me too.
It was as big as the mountain in Blackenford. It flew right over the barrel.
Okay, Ralof, where is your sister? I could do with chopping some firewood actually. I have no more.
Gerda.
Brother, Mara's mercy, it's good to see you.
I'm taking this Ralof
But is it safe
has
for you to
escaped
be here?
death from the Imperials and a dragon.
Gerda, I'm fine. At least now I am.
Are you hurt? What's happened? And who is this? One of your comrades?
Not a comrade yet, but a friend. I owe her my life, in fact.
Oh, that's a nice
Is there
touch in
somewhere
playing
we
the
can
game.
talk? There's no telling when the news from Helgen will reach the Imperials.
Helgen? Has something happened? You're right. Follow me. Pod, come here a minute. I need your help with something.
What is it, woman? Stand
Well, I've
drunk
never
on the
been
job
to
again?
Riverwood with a dog, I've got to
Pod,
say.
just come here.
Raylo, what are you doing here? Ha, I'll be right down.
I don't remember this in the original one. This is interesting.
Uncle Raylo, can I see your axe? How many Imperials have you killed? Do you really know Ulfric's Stormcloak?
Hush, Frodnar. This is no time for your games. Go and watch the South Road. Come find us if you see any Imperial soldiers coming.
Aw, Mama. I want to stay and talk with Uncle Raylo.
It's interesting with the voices. I think they've got the kids wrong, really. They've got the lovely kind of Scandinavian, and then they've got
That's right. Don't
an
worry,
American
Uncle Raylo. I won't
accent
let
on a
those
kid.
soldiers sneak up on
Doesn't
you.
quite work, which is sad.
Now, Raylo, what's going on? You two look pretty well done in. I can't remember when I last slept. Where to start? Well, the news you heard about Ulfric was true. The Imperials ambushed us outside Darkwater
Ah,
Crossing,
they were part of the ambush.
like they knew exactly where we'd be. That was 2 days ago now. We stopped in Helgen this morning, and I thought it was all over. Had us lined up to the headsman's block and ready to start chopping.
The cowards.
They wouldn't dare give Ulfric a fair trial.
Hmm.
Treason for fighting for your own people. All of Skyrim would have seen the truth then. But then, out of nowhere, a dragon attacked.
You don't mean a real, live...
I can hardly believe it myself. And I was there. As strange as it sounds, we'd be dead if not for that dragon. In the confusion, we managed to slip away.
Saved by a dragon.
Are we really the first to make it to Riverwood?
Nobody else has come up the South Road today, as far as I know.
Good. Maybe we can lay up for a while. I hate to put your family in danger, Gerda, but...
Nonsense. You and your friend are welcome to stay here as long as you need to. Let
Thank
me
you,
worry
but I
about
won't
the
need to.
Imperials. Any friend of Raylov's is a friend of mine. Here's the key to the house. Stay as long as you
Wow.
like. If there is anything else you need, just let me know.
Take a gift. I don't really want anything, so... A gift of bread would probably be an honourable thing. Some food.
There is something you could do for me. For all of us here. The Jarl needs to know if there's a dragon on the loose. Riverwood is defenseless. We need to get word to Jarl Balgruuf in Whiterun to send whatever troops we can. If you'll do that for me, I'll be in your debt.
And so to Whiterun.
I
Ah,
could count on you.
I ought to get back to work before I missed, but did anyone else escape? Did Ulfric?
Don't worry. I'm sure
just
he
want
made
to
it
listen
out.
to this part.
It'll take more than a dragon to stop Ulfric's Stormcloak.
I know he's out. I've
I'll
seen him.
let them into the house and, you know, show them where everything is.
Help them drink up our mead, you mean? Good luck, brother. I'll see you later.
Don't worry about me. I know how to lay low. I told you my sister would help us out.
How would I get to Whiterun from
Just
here?
head north. Can't miss it. It's the capital of Whiterun Hold. Jarl Balgruuf still hasn't declared for one side or the other. So at least
Oh.
we won't run into any Imperials along the way.
Okay, maybe that is someone I want to see. Was that dragon on your side? I think because Kathra's been interested in all this kind of racial segregation and this dragon being on a side, that's interesting. This could be tied to something to do with her. Let's ask that question.
What? Oh, hardly. I don't think even Ulfric could pull a dragon out of his pocket. Lucky for us it attacked when it did, eh? I wasn't looking forward to getting a shave from the Imperial headsman.
Okay.
I'm going to rest up here a while before heading to Windhelm. Be careful.
Well met, Ralof. I'm afraid I know exactly what my character's going to do. She's going to get some wood. And she's going to head to Whiterun. This is, if you're listening, what I generally do is write a few things that the character might be thinking, and a few quests that she wants to do, and some books that she thinks she's going to read. And it's really rare that I manage to do the things that I intend to do, because even in character I find that other things come calling. So for the last few weeks it's been, how can Kathra gain the stamina to find his missing students? Okay. And now it's a case of I'm going to have to go to a shop. And now it's a case of I have to go to Whiterun. She would feel obligated to warn the people of Whiterun. So she's going to head to a shop. Let's have a look, see what I can actually drop 2 over. Let's see if there's something that weighs 1 here. Tomatoes, let's drop, oh crikey. Well actually that's not a bad idea. And then, there we go. Okay. Oh, no. No, it's still not happy. I don't really want to throw anything out. There we go. Okay. Well, that just to move a bit quicker. So let's sell some of my wares and head to Whiterun. And I think Kathra is just going to go as quickly as possible because she realises that she wants to get this thing in Falkreath sorted.
Take a look.
And although usually she would talk to these people and want to know about these people, she's going to have to just go. Let's have a look here, done all that. There's a story behind that bow, by the way, which is quite a nice one. It's in some of the earlier writings from Kathra.
Aye.
Okay, that's enough. That means that when I head off to Whiterun, I can head off at a decent pace. Let's have a look. Talk to the Jarl of Whiterun. Find a moon amulet. I possibly need to look at what that is. However, let's now make this my quest. I can't set a destination, which is a little bit annoying, but never mind. I'll just have to keep looking at the map. Dogs coming. I like the idea that, I mean, I don't know how it works, but the idea that I still got, no, I don't. As a player, I like the idea that I still got this dog with me, because I realised it took out a whole pack of vampires on its own. I don't like the idea because it means that there is possibly a Daedric Lord watching my absolute every move. How on earth do you cross this place? Where was a bridge? Let's just try back here. There's got to be a bridge somewhere, right? Crossing. I think that sign said then Riverwood is that way. Let's have a look. Whiterun, sorry. Nope, yep, Whiterun that way. Ah, okay. Through the town. One of the mods that I'm using requires that Kathra Frostfall and I think it's just called Fireplace or something. Here we go. Requires that Kathra. Where is that? I don't remember that settlement at all. It must be somewhere. That's the first I've ever. Don't remember seeing it ever. Okay. She's curious. She might have to go and have a look. This must be from a. There you go. This is from a downloaded mod. Ebon Vale. It's a settlement that I had installed. Wow. Okay, that's gorgeous. The first place to open where you can see the place. Nice extra music. Oh goodness, she's not going to get anywhere, is she? She might have fallen in love with Ebon Vale already. I don't know if any of you have ever used the Ebon Vale mod. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's talk to this person here.
So you can cast a few spells. Am I supposed to be impressed?
Well, it's not quite the warmest welcome as expected, but there's firewood, and there's a mine, there's some camps up here. Some warmth. I know, I'm sorry, Barbus. I will speak to you later, actually.
Need something?
It's to a shipping company. The East Empire. Ah, I helped people out. I'm involved in them. They're involved in Windhelm. Okay, so it's shipping.
What is it?
Ah, brilliant. A shrine. That will have got rid of the vampiric disease that I had, I think. Yes. But I need water. Okay. And I've got no water. Great. But there are barrels here. Dragon's Nest Inn. I'm really sorry guys, but I'm staying in Ebon Vale. This looks too interesting to pass an opportunity.
Come on in, sugar. Have a seat.
Sugar. Thank you. Okay. I'm definitely going to take off my cloak, take off my gloves, and I want to look at taking off. You cannot unequip this item. Oh my goodness. I've been trapped. I'd forgotten that Hircine had done that. It's a beautiful ring though. The werewolf on it. Okay. This is going to change everything, isn't it? How frustrating. Okay. I don't think I can take off the hood by the looks of it. That's why I can't equip my mother's ring. Can I just see? Ah, and that's why. Okay. How
Hey,
sad.
honey, what can I get for you?
Wow, look at how much it is to rent a room in Ebon Vale. I'm interested in buying the manor in Ebon Vale. My character wouldn't know that. What have you got for sale?
Take a look and see if there's anything you like.
Okay. Some wine. I'm going to need some mead. It doesn't look like I can get any water from here.
Good evening. What do you need, my friend?
Ebonheart, do you have any water?
Of course.
Wonderful. Okay. Oh, thank you, Kisses for Me. I'm trying really hard to kind of to do the RP kind of element. I just think it's a very interesting way to play the game, and it's just making it so much more enjoyable. But without sounding corny, more enjoyable when other people kind of join in and comment on the storytelling exercise. Let's have a look. I've just realised that I have to go, because if I'm wearing a ring that a Daedric Lord has given me, which means that I will turn into a werewolf at any moment, any time, then me being here is a danger to these people. All I've got to do now is see how on earth I get out of this place as quickly as possible. Because I would guess that this lycanthropic transformation would happen at night, so I cannot be here. There, that's the way, and the skies are darkening. Okay, I really hate the Daedric Lords and the fact that they play me, and actually hopefully in this cast at the bottom it will give you an update on Kathra's life, and one of the things I'm hoping to do is, this character Kathra is hoping to, I want to say get her own back on the Daedric Lords, but she's been played by 4 or 5 of them already in the space of a few weeks, and she's so confused as to why they're picking on her, why they're interested in her. It was gorgeous, wasn't it, the Ebon Vale? I've definitely got to get there again. Okay, let's put some of my clothes back on, so that I don't get cold. But wet is something different, isn't it? Oh. Do you have a channel for your assassin? And if so, it'd be really nice to see, because I'm still learning so much on how different people are peak. Oh my goodness, that's it. This Whiterun. It's just so stunning. I remember seeing that for the first time as a player, but Kathra is just falling more and more in love with this place. Okay, it's getting wet, but she's promised herself that she would get to this place as soon as possible. June perk is available, great. Okay, she's gonna have to get wet. No, she's not. Oh, I know what she's going to do. She's not going to go to Whiterun this evening. It's too dangerous. Instead, she's going to brave the elements away from people, because if she's going to turn into a werewolf, the last thing she wants to do is go somewhere where she could be of danger. So let's build a campfire. And let's use it, if it'll let me. And let's use magic to light it, just in case. And then let's keep the fuel going. Okay. And let's cook some food. So, the next thing that she wants to do is she wants to put down her tent. Let's put it. I want to just try. I know it sounds very odd, but I want to try in the fire in. I know there'll be smoke and things, but I wonder if it just makes me warmer. Great, my bed is on the fire. It's not the best place. Okay, there we go. Alright. So, I'm going to use a light. And it did say I had an endurance book, so let's show you what this is with the campfire mod, which is a fantastic mod. You get these 2 fireflies that turn up, and then there you go. Lights campfires faster. Let's see, trailblazing. Okay. Shed previous skill. Sounds like I haven't got one to use here. Ah, I have. Increase warmth rate. That's brilliant. I definitely want that because it's so hard staying warm. Okay. And then I think what my character's going to do is just go to sleep in the hope that when she wakes up, I'm not going to do that, sorry. First thing I'm going to do is drink. And eat in the hope that this stays off. In fact, she's going to overeat and hope that, and drink herself down. In hope that that stops her being hungry as a werewolf. So let's sleep. Let's sleep for 12 hours, and she just hopes that she doesn't do anything that she doesn't want to do. Well, maybe you should consider uploading your own stuff if it's something that you're interested in. But if you don't, and you've got any suggestions on how ULP, it'd be really lovely to hear. Hungry and thirsty, however, I am uplifted, and still the storm continues. Okay. I think that's enough. Okay. Ah, okay, that makes sense. And then pack up. Right, well hopefully, I didn't see anything around, so hopefully I can head to Whiterun with a clean conscience. Yeah, it did, didn't it? I couldn't help thinking that consistently building the fire outside, how warm did I really...
Well, that's taken care of. No thanks to you.
I didn't even see that happen, but let's go with this.
But a true warrior relish it. That's why I'm here with my shield brothers.
It's a shield brother.
An outsider, eh? Never heard of the companions? An order of warriors. We are brothers and sisters in honor.
It's hard to hear with the weather. Ah. My character would not say sounds like a waste of time, but she would also not say that she wants to join. Can I join you? Well, they did something which would really upset me, which is they killed a giant. Let me just see if I can sort out the sound a little bit. That might be a little bit better. Looks like it. It's definitely quieter, but it's really still difficult to hear then. So let's have a look at that again. Audio, master effects, footsteps, voice. That's as high as it gets. Okay. Hopefully that'll be a bit better for you, because I would have thought even you would have found it hard to hear what was going on there. Yeah, it's true, but I did that, the waiting, when I was going to go and build my home, and found I waited for a rainstorm to pass over the space of 3 days. It was completely nuts. I've got to say, Whiterun looks slightly different than it did before. Well, she's...
I'd like to see him laugh his way out of that.
Well,
caught the end of a conversation here.
Quite the journey, Ulfgar. But you were gone longer than usual. I got to thinking maybe you weren't coming back.
You sound like my mom. Figured I was lying dead in a field somewhere. Is that it?
Came across my mind, yeah. War brewing, talk of a riot in Helgen. That now jesters. Skyrim's gone mad, girl. Careful.
Careful, huh? Thanks, Skullbar. I'll remember that.
That's good, the Unbroken. Okay. I will talk to him another time, but I've got to get in before I get too wet. That again is nothing I've ever encountered before, which is interesting. My character just wants to see this Jarl and just get back to Falkreath to kill this werewolf that's roaming around. It's a really sad story in Falkreath where a husband and wife had their young daughter. What?
Come to chat with an old woman?
No, I've come to get into Riverwood and I'm not allowed in. That's got to be a glitch, right? Yeah, I think if I can't get in here, because I am wet, I'm gonna have to go down to that other inn and have a go. There. Nope, that is bizarre. Okay. For some reason I'm not allowed in. For another reason there's a lot of guards that I'm missing and it stopped raining. There is still a thunder. Okay. Maybe I need to come in with these people.
Fight with us and you'll have stories to tell. Come up to your Vasker, if you're worth anything in a fight.
Well, the rain has stopped. It's just the thunder. And yet, I'm still not allowed in. I wonder if it's anything to do with speaking to these people.
You look strong. Come to your Vasker and be a companion.
I think this is the one thing she would be interested in. Where do you stand on the wall?
Too confusing for me. Empire, Nords, Talos, who cares? Just tell me who needs bludgeoning.
Yeah, these people aren't my people. Which is really funny because when I played the game for the first time I didn't care about the law literature. These guys were definitely my people.
The companions are my family. We fight so that other people don't have to.
I don't know where the guards are.
Honor
It's
and
interesting.
glory to ourselves and each other.
It just
Till
could be
next time.
an absolute glitch, and it could be that I just need to save or remove. Aha! Look, they're here.
City's closed with the dragons about. Official business only.
I wonder if it was the companions. Well, this is true. I have news about the dragons.
Fine.
Yay!
We'll be keeping an eye on you.
Okay. Let's enter. The new person, Julie, hello again. But kisses for me if you want to subscribe. I kind of just generally kind of talk and upload about once a week, but often more if I've got the time, because it's a really nice experience and the vids are usually about an hour and a half long. I don't know how long I've gone on for tonight.
I just can't fill an order that size on my own.
Whiterun
Why don't you swallow that stubborn pride of yours and
looks
ask
a little
Orland
different
Greymane
to
help?
the last time I came.
I'd sooner bend my knee to Ulfric's Stormcloak. Besides, Greymane would never make steel for the Legion.
Have it your way. I'll take the job, but don't expect a miracle.
Let's try and make a friend.
Got some good pieces out here if you're looking to buy. More inside.
What can you tell me about Whiterun? It's nice to see a woman
plenty.
at the forge, actually.
I'd
It's
say we're
great.
prosperous enough. Most folk don't go hungry, if they're willing to work hard. The city's ruled by the Jarl up in Dragon's Reach.
Oh, cool.
That's the
And
fortress
yes,
there,
that's a
up on
really
the
good
tall
point.
hill. But you're probably more interested in your Vasker, Mead Hall of the Companions. Their deeds of war and valor.
Don't know what that says about how I look.
Legendary.
That's enough.
Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything.
place is beautiful. But thinking about where Kathra's been. You know, she spent time in Winterhold, she spent time in Windhelm, and she spent a little time in Markarth, where she basically one evening and had an awful experience with Malag Bal, another Daedric lord that kind of made her kill another mage, so she left there. And then Falkreath and Whiterun is just stunning, but Ebenvale might be even more stunning. She definitely wants to visit there, but I don't know why. She doesn't have a good feeling about it. There's nothing sinister, but there's an element of segregation there too. I think she wants to go there. Let's see. It could be there is a couple of tree mods that I use to make that happen.
Need something?
What do you need?
Well, people here are friendly. Ah, so
you're finally back. Look, I've been patient, but you still owe me.
what on earth?
Oh, what's wrong? Did the engagement fall through? Look, how about we call it even, as long as you bring back the wedding ring? That's really a shame. I was so looking forward to the wedding. You said you'd have all the most interesting guests.
What on earth is this? I've got no idea, but it works really well, this conversation with Isolde, in that Kathra must be going, this is part of the past that she's forgotten. So she's clearly been to Whiterun before, or she knows this person before.
You went right out to give it to your fiancé. Don't you even remember where you left him? And after you told me that sweet story of how you met in Witchmist Grove, I can see why he left you.
Witchmist Grove. Okay. Seriously, let me pay you for the ring. I don't care about the ring. I want to know what else I said, but I don't want to be intimidating. I just need to get to the wedding. I don't want to get married. What was this story about my... Story about my fiancé?
How could you forget? It was the sweetest story I'd ever heard. You met at the full moon, under the biggest tree in Witchmist Grove, surrounded by fireflies. It was straight out of a storybook.
Wow, this is really difficult. What do you know of the Khajiit? I don't need to know that. You mentioned trading caravans. I don't need to know that. I just need to get the wedding, please. My character doesn't want to go to the wedding. I'm leaving that conversation.
Farewell.
Who the heck says I'm interested in men anyway? Something about me was. Okay. That is the bizarrest conversation that Kathra's had so far, but it's also the most exciting because it's the first human person that's spoken to her that seems to know something about her. Okay. Not that way. What's nice about kind of these events is in between the games I generally have a little notebook where I write down some of the things she's encountered and some of the things she's thinking, and then that generally shapes the gaming that I'm going to do in the next day. And again, I've never ever played like that before, and although it can take some time, you know, writing in a book, thinking about what she wants to do, there's something really rewarding about coming in the next game and then playing. Okay, let's save. That has really freaked her out, and she wants to know more about that by speaking to Isolde, but she realises that people's lives in Falkreath are at stake and she needs to get there soon. Sure thing. You could be right about the gods, Julian and Frostfall, that would make sense. I like the fact that they're conscientious enough to lock up. Okay. So, Kathra's really excited about meeting this Jarl because he is undecided as to where he stands in the war.
If the news from Helgen is true, well, there's no
What would you
telling
have
what
me
it
do
Whoa.
then? Nothing?
What's the meaning of this interruption? Jarl Balgrup is not receiving visitors.
I just think we need more
Well, I like the fact that this Jarl has an elf as an advisor or a supporter or a chief of command.
Well, that explains why the guards let you in. Come on then. The Jarl will want to speak to you personally.
This place takes itself a lot more seriously than the other places. I wonder if this is because it's not sure where it stands in the war. Okay, let's go up to the Jarl then.
So, you were at Helgen.
Balgruuf.
You saw this dragon with your own eyes?
The dragon destroyed Helgen, and last I saw it was heading this way. The Imperials were about to... I don't know this, so that's interesting. I know only this. Although I do from the story. That's what I would say.
Ismir Irileth was right. What do you say now, Proventus? Shall we continue to trust in the strength of our walls? Against the dragon?
My lord, we should send troops to Riverwood at once. It's in the most immediate danger.
Agreed.
The dragon is lurking in the mountains.
The Jarl of Falkreath will view that as a provocation. He'll assume we're preparing to join Ulfric's side and attack him. We should
Enough! I'll not stand
That doesn't
idly
work
by
for my
while
character,
a
because my
dragon
character
burns
could
my
tell
home
the Jarl,
and
but that's not the
slaughters
case.
my people. Irileth, send a detachment to Riverwood at once.
Yes, my Jarl.
If you'll excuse me, I'll return to my duties.
That would be best. Well done. You sought me out on your own initiative. You've done Whiterun a service, and I won't forget it. Here, take this as a small token of my esteem. There is another thing you can do for me. Suitable for someone of your particular talents.
Oh my days.
Come, let's go find Farengar, my court wizard. He's been looking into a matter related to these dragons and rumors of dragons.
I'm not asking you to defy the Jarl.
Come on then,
Just
Jarl.
open his eyes. Use subtlety and suggestion.
Dragons and wizards is the first sign that I might be
You listen
onto uncovering a bit of my past.
If you have something to say to the Jarl, say it with your own tongue.
That advisor is not making himself very popular.
Farengar, I think I found someone who can help you with your dragon project. Go ahead and fill her in with all the details.
So the Jarl thinks you can be of use to me. Oh yes, he must be referring to my research into the dragons. Yes, I could use someone to fetch something for me. Well, when I say fetch, I really mean delve into a dangerous ruin in search of an ancient stone tablet that may or may not actually be there.
What does this have to do with dragons? That's exactly what she would say.
Ah, no mere brute mercenary, but a thinker. Perhaps even a scholar? You see, when the stories of dragons began to circulate, many dismissed them as mere fantasies, rumors, impossibilities. One sure mark of a fool is to dismiss anything that falls outside his experience as being impossible. But I began to search for information about dragons. Where had they gone all those years ago? Where were they coming from?
Books on dragons. So what do you need me to do?
I learned of a certain stone tablet said to be housed in Bleak Falls Barrow. A dragon stone, said to contain a map of dragon burial sites. Go to Bleak Falls Barrow, find this tablet, no doubt interred in the main chamber, and bring it to me. Simplicity itself.
Anything you can tell me about Bleak Falls Barrow?
An old tomb, built by the ancient Nords, perhaps dating back to the Dragon War itself. Ah, maybe you just want to know how to get there. It's near Riverwood, a miserable little village a few miles south of here.
I thought it was beautiful.
I'm sure some of the locals can point you in the right direction once you get there.
I don't know what I think about this Farengar. How do you understand tablets in Bleak Falls Barrow?
Must preserve some professional secrets, mustn't we? I have my sources. Reliable sources.
I agree, Judy. That's just these little trump cards that turn up are just making the game so much more fun from a storytelling perspective. Tell me more about the Dragon War.
I'm not surprised you've never heard of it. Even I used to think it was just a myth. But not anymore. The Dragon War was a real event, although only the barest glimmer of the actual event has come down to us. Far back in the Mythic era, the dragons were worshipped as gods in Skyrim. Many of the monumental ruins that still dot the landscape were in fact built as temples to the dragons. The details are lost, but at some point, the Nords rebelled. After a long and terrible war, the Nords overthrew their dragon overlords.
Kathra can't help feeling at this point, is this something about why the Daedra and the Psijic Order are interested in her? You know, she's encountered two iconic walls in two barrows that she's been in where these kind of ancient runes have glimmered and then sunk into her, and she keeps thinking about these things and she can't work out if it's related to the Psijic Order or if it's something to do with her past. And then when she encountered the dragon, well, is it something to do with that? Is this why the Daedra are interested in her? And who is she? Let's find out some more.
Oh no. Many were killed, of course, but many survived into historical times. Why, this very palace was built by one of Balgroof's ancestors to hold a captive dragon. Hence its name, Dragon's Reach.
Well, I know they haven't. Do you want to allegiance to the... I wouldn't. That's a bit of a leading question. What are your duties of a court wizard? I'm not interested in that either. Maybe I will ask this one. Are you the only wizard in Whiterun?
I believe I am, yes. Technically speaking, of course. The city is also home to a priest, priestess, an alchemist, and I'm sure others who practice. Ah, that reminds me. Speaking of alchemists, I have some frost salts for Arcadia. She asked me to obtain them for one of her potions. Would you be so kind as to deliver the frost salts for me? I'm sure Arcadia will provide some form of recompense.
I'll deliver them.
Good. You're clearly better suited than I am to carry out such a menial task.
Oh, this guy's horrible. What an arrogant prig. Okay. I know how to do these things, so let's put an italics on the you. No, I wouldn't ask him. I don't like him.
This is a priority now. Anything we can use.
I'm just going to eat in front of him. That's how annoyed I am with him. I'm going to eat some carrot in front of him. Some soup. This man is rude.
Fight this dragon, or dragons. We need it quickly, before it's too late.
Of course, Jarl Balgroof. You seem to have found me an able assistant. I'm sure she will prove most useful.
Succeed at this, and you'll be rewarded. Whiterun will be in your debt.
Let's use his arcane enchanter. I just want to see some of the things I can look at. Learn. Yes. I should add that she's after a specific enchant here. I thought... I don't want to get myself in trouble by disenchanting something I'm actually wearing. Let's have a look. Yes, exactly. I only got one pair of them. That would have been embarrassing. Okay. What I'm looking for is enchanting the bow I'm carrying with fire enchant, and the reason I'm doing that is because the bow belonged to a very dear friend of Kathra's right at the very beginning, Stendar, who was a mercenary who ended up working for Kathra through friendship, and he died. And so she would honour him by, she wants to honour him by casting an enchant spell to do with fire on it. The reason she wants to use fire is because he died to frost. So creating a bow, which was his item, and enchanting it with fire seems a good tribute. Okay. I might need to stay here for one day and get to just see if anyone else knows anything about me. See if Isolde will tell me a little bit more. But if we have a look at my quests. Bleak Falls Barrow, I've been asked to go back. A Apparently there's a strange jester near the Lareus farm on the road north of Whiterun. It seems he's transporting a coffin in a cart, but one of the wheels is broken up and might be worth investigating. Okay. Oh, thanks, Julie. It's one of those things. The memorial bow is one of the things that comes just from being in character. Here she is again.
Once I've made enough money trading with the Khajiit caravans, I'm going to buy the bannered mare from Hulda.
What? I really don't care about the ring, as I say, but let's go to the wedding. How much money have I got? Got enough money, but why would I pay for a ring if I don't know this person? I now have been given a location, haven't I? Let's have a look. Maybe I haven't. Oh, there we go. Ah, okay. The Isolde in Whiterun will give me more information about Sam once I return the ring I borrowed from her to give to someone. Okay. Does this mean I got married when I got drunk with that guy with the it was in Whiterun, wasn't it? Not Winterhold. What on earth happened that night? Find the wedding ring in Witchmist Grove. Okay, look.
Got any sausages? I'm cooking a special breakfast. I spend a lot of time at the market stalls. So
Seriously, just let me pay for this ring. No.
I know you couldn't have forgotten about your fiancée. You spoke of her so glowingly. I don't know much about Morvenspar, but it sounded like a lovely place for the ceremony. Congratulations.
Okay. I'm just going to see. I'm changing that because I didn't intend to say I was going to go with the ceremony. That is definitely not what she would do. So I'm going to ignore talking to Isolde. What on earth is going on here? I've never done that before in this game, actually. Kind of said no, I don't want to do that. But it's sometimes difficult to predict what these conversations will do.
But we can't afford it.
It took me weeks to find that thief's den. I can't stop now.
I wish I hadn't missed that conversation. Okay. So now I've been asked to go to Bleakford Burrows and head to the pathway. They're both really close to each other. Begin the hunt. Let's just see if I've got any other quests. Okay, let's have a look. My character isn't interested in this at all. She's interested in this, really. So she's gonna hand over the frost salts.
Once I've made enough money trading with the Khajiit caravans, I'm going to buy the bannered mare from
And as always,
I ain't done nothing.
always tip a beggar.
Oh, thank you. Divines bless your kind heart.
I spend a lot of time at the market.
She's not going to leave me alone, is she? It's part of the quest line, clearly. Okay. I think she's just going to go to this strange place. Wow, what? Oh, she's come in again.
They say there's nothing a Nord woman can't do if she puts her mind
Pardon
to
me,
it.
but do I detect a case of the rattles? Ah, splendid, splendid. It's for a special brew I'm working on. A love elixir like none other.
Well, there is a story behind the beggars, actually, and it's not simply I'm kind, but I read the Beggar Prince, and
These potions should suffice.
the guy who became the Beggar Prince found that actually one thing that you gain as a beggar is knowledge, and so the more you the idea is that the more gold you give the beggars, the more information they will pass off inadvertently to you should you need it. So that's why I always tip a beggar. Okay. Do you ever think of returning to Cyrodiil?
Why? Because I'm a proud citizen of the Empire? Because the Stormcloaks only want Nords in Skyrim. The Stormcloaks can rot in oblivion for all I care. I've lived in this city for 20 years. 20!
I want that conversation to continue. That's an interesting conversation.
Of course.
So Whiterun is... I'm going to ask this question too, actually.
Of a sort. I don't have formal training in the Restoration School, but something just as good. Within these walls, I have all that I need to brew a potion for nearly any ailment. If I had a septum for every case of rock joint or whitbane I've cured since I opened this shop, I'd be a rich woman indeed.
Okay.
Be careful out there.
Well, we've uncovered what that quest was about then, or what she was. I don't think that person should be doing that, really. Someone's stuck. My character just doesn't know how she feels about the Stormcloaks. She's met some good ones, and she's met some poor ones.
Is that it? I can't afford to send anyone else, and we don't know where the dragon is. Your main job will be to keep an eye out and get the people to safety if the town is attacked. I don't expect the three of you to fight off a dragon by yourselves, but I do expect you to do your duty.
True.
Of course. We'll keep Riverwood safe. You can count on it. Let's move out. Time's a-wasting.
Yes? Need something?
How did a Dark Elf come to be house? That is a question I would ask.
Balgrup and I share a battle bond. We met as youths and forged our friendship in the fires of war. When he became Jarl, I insisted on serving as his protector. He had no cause to argue. Gods, you are curious. Almost dangerously so. I am charged with protecting the Jarl from any and all threats. Powerful men have many enemies, more so in times of strife, so you can imagine the dangers. Oh yes, there have been attempts on the Jarl's life. More than one would-be assassin has met his end at the tip of my blade.
This is a question I'm interested in.
Take your pick. Dragons, Stormcloak assassins, ambitious and unscrupulous nobles. Sometimes I think his own children want him dead. And those are just the physical threats. Assaults on his sanity are another matter entirely. Every day he deals with obsequious functionaries and incompetent bureaucrats. Sadly, I'm not allowed to eliminate them. Well, not yet anyway.
Irileth, I like you. You're straight talking.
I've got my eyes on you.
I think I quite like that too. I think I quite have my eyes on her actually. Okay. Kathra is definitely seeking to get back to Falkreath, and yeah. She's obviously short on tempo with a lot of the people around here. Okay. My first thought, as I've kind of got out of here, is she is curious, and this idea of there's the strange jester, that's quite far. I don't want to fall into a different story. I'm hoping this Chester finds his own fate. I think my character is going to just take the first carriage back to Falkreath and try and solve this problem. If you've just joined, I saw someone just joined then. Hello. I'm going to speak to this person now. See if I'm allowed to speak to... No. Okay. Okay, I'm going to take the carriage back. Or I'm not, because there's no one on it. Let's have a look. Speak to this person.
I can take you to any of the hold capitals. Where do you want to go?
I want to go to
Climb
Falkreath.
and back, and we'll be off.
Okay. If you just joined, I'm really sorry to say that I'm going to close now. If you want to subscribe to the channel, it's a kind of role-playing approach to playing Skyrim, and Kathra is heading back to
down south.
Falkreath, where she has a home, to track down a rogue werewolf that has been terrorizing locals and has sadly killed a young daughter of a farming couple. And she met him, and he seemed, in a way as best he can, a good man trapped by a curse. And a deadric prince has asked that in order to help him, I am to kill him. And so I think what my character is going to do, just checking on the time. Wow, it's late. Let's go and see what's happening in the inn. My character is going to sleep at the inn.
Falkreath was once full of wanderers and warriors like yourself. Those were...
And thanks, Julie.
Just stoke the fire. Take a seat and get the coal
I'm
out.
torn with Ulfric. My first character loved Ulfric's Stormcloak. This character is not so sure.
I escaped fighting in Cyrodiil, only to have it track me down again in Skyrim.
I think
Of course.
I'll sing all you very lovely people. This has been possibly one of my favourite casts because of the discussions that I've been having with the people watching. Thank you so much. It's made it great. Kathra's going to think on what she's going to do, but she definitely is going to go and chase that werewolf. At night sounds like a very scary option. On her own also sounds just as scary. We'll see what happens. Anyway, let's use the Becoming a Bard mod and find a loot. And let's play something to see us out. Thank you very much. If you have any comments that you want to share about how you play or how you want to see Kathra's fortunes arise, or anything about when I cast, do let me know. And take care of yourselves. Thanks very much, and it was nice to speak to you this evening. Kisses for me. Thanks for joining in, Julie. As always, a real pleasure. That was really kind of you. Thank you. Take care, everyone.